Hawaii's first news. From the KITV4 News Team, Lynn Waters and Tim Tyndall with today's top stories. And Rick Kwan has Big Board Sports. Now, KITV4 News.
Well, the state got tough with the remaining Hale Mohalu residents and evicted them early this morning. The confrontation ended a 5-year-long battle by a handful of patients fighting to remain at the old leprosy center. Catherine Cruz has the story for us.
Please clear the area. This is a government operation.
A chain padlock fence did little to stop state officials from doing their job of clearing the area. Inside one of the main buildings, residents and their supporters gathered singing songs. They had kept vigil all night long, anticipating the early morning move by the state.
You have 10 minutes to remove yourself and your personal belongings.
But the residents countered with their own statement. They simply weren't going anywhere, and that left the state with no choice. 11 people were arrested on varying charges, from trespassing, obstructing government operations, to hindering prosecution. Most of the people were taken to the Pearl City Police Station, where they were booked and then let out after posting a $25 bail. The two patients, Clarence and Bernard, at one point in the morning, sat dejectedly on the lawn. They were later taken to HPD headquarters, where they were released on their own recognizance, a little mad and a little sad.
They tried to railroad Clarence and I to Leahi. They said orders had come down that that's where they were going to take us. I said, you have no right to do that. I refused to go.
And Hale Mohalu will never be forgotten. We never forget that place. We still love that place. And we believe it's still our place. We never lose them.
Are you going to try and go back?
No comment on that.
Meanwhile, back at Hale Mohalu, the bulldozers continued their work, and by noon, little remained of the facility. Both men say they don't have any definite plans as to where they'll go now, but the one thing's for certain is that the state has made sure they can't come back here. At Hale Mohalu, I'm Catherine Cruz, KITV 4 News.
Health Director Charles Clark said this afternoon the state had no other choice than to do what it did this morning.
Needless to say, I'm very happy that we have finally terminated this 5-year struggle. I am unhappy that we had to have a confrontation and that it was necessary to physically remove 2 of the patients and some of the sympathizers.
Clark says that he will now turn the Hale Mohalu land over to the Department of Land and Natural Resources. Let it decide the property's future.
Now you can drive the machine really well, right?
I know you have a solar. I've solar fridge before, now I got solar freezer. Because I just had the solar fridge, they pick up. They're getting to ice cream. Yes, 30 years. They're getting now, you're getting now you're going to change the shower
Can you feel Hawaii is calling? in the trees. It's there in the sound of the rainfall. Hawaii is calling. Come to me gently. Come inside of me. Come to me gently. Hawaii is calling. Aloha mai kākou. How nice to be invited out here for Hale Mohalu. It's been a long time since I was out in Pearl City. I think I was here at the blessing of this property all those many years ago. This song that I'm sharing you was written at Kealoha in 1977. It was my first time down to Kealoha, and we hiked down the trail. Bernard Punikaia picked us all up in a big cattle truck. And for the next 4 days, we spent those nights sleeping out in the open under the kamani trees, listening to the sound of the wind blow on the cliffs. Many memories of that first trip down and the friends that I made over the years. And certainly the gift to me was being able to hear this melody in the wind. is calling. Kealoha mai.
Holdouts at the Hale Mohalu Leprosy Center at Pearl City were evicted this morning. The move follows their unsuccessful attempt to block demolition of the complex. Most Hansen's disease patients formerly housed there have already accepted their transfer by the state to Leahi Hospital. Matt Levi reports.
State law enforcement officers cut open the locked main gate of Hale Mohalu just after 6 this morning and entered the grounds, warning those inside not to interfere with the eviction operation.
Please clear the area. This is a government operation.
Dozens of officers took part in the pre-dawn operation, which the 2 remaining occupants of the former treatment center had predicted would come this morning. As the eviction party entered the main building, they found the 2, Bernard Punikaia and Clarence Naia, seated defiantly at a wooden cross. The authorities waited, but it soon became clear the occupants and supporters would not move. A first warning came from Deputy State Health Director Les Matsubara.
You have 10 minutes to remove yourselves and your personal belongings. If you need assistance in removing your belongings, we have men here who will assist you.
Punikaia countered with a statement of his own.
Our hearts, like all hearts, know where home is. And our souls know that the only response to injustice is to resist.
The standoff was broken momentarily by the arrest of a supporter outside who had gotten onto the property through a restricted area.
No! All right, just put that cuffs off. Take the cuffs off! No, take the cuffs off. I can't help it, Daddy. He's hurting my wrist. No!
She was later booked for trespassing, her husband for hindering prosecution. Back inside, a final warning was given to Punikaia and Naia, and then both were arrested. The 2 patients were carried from the building to wait for a police paddy wagon. For a time, Naia appeared slightly injured, but neither he nor his physician asked for medical transport, and the elderly tenant later seemed to regain his spirits. In all, 11 men and 7 women were arrested today. Most were charged with obstructing government operations, a misdemeanor. By noon, most had paid a $25 bail and were freed. Punikaia and Naia were released on their own recognizance. Bulldozers brought in after the last activist was taken away were a loud signal that the 5-year struggle by Punikaia and the others was finally over, although the state has yet to announce plans for the 11-acre site once it's cleared. The heavy equipment worked all day, clawing and pushing the 30-year-old wooden buildings down. By late afternoon, Hale Mohalu was gone. Matt Levi, KGMB News.
In case anybody just got off the boat or a plane and don't know who you were just listening to, Jerry Santos, and we are so happy to have him here. Let's have another round of applause. As Jerry said, he was here in 1996 when this building was first put up.
See?
And it's been a long, long struggle over many, many years. You all know the history. We don't need to go into it. Just 3 weeks ago, on the other side of the property, we just dedicated 2 buildings. One to Bernard Punikaia, the other to Clarence Naia. Unfortunately, those buildings they're blessed and consecrated, but they're not ready yet to be opened. We'd like to have you be able to go over today and look through them. But we put big signs on the fence. If you go out this back door, you'll see Bernard Punikaia building, that side, Clarence Naia this side. We don't have a formal program. This is a party. You know, 30 years ago, it was a different scene here. And the state law enforcement people came in and carried away our friends Bernard and Clarence and 16 of their supporters. So a lot has happened in the last 30 years. You know, the bad news, but the good news of new buildings and lots of people who are living in this space now, risen out of the ashes of Hale Mohalu. So we would invite, we'll be eating soon. I know a lot of you brought good food for us to eat. There'll be music all afternoon. Jerry has another gig he has to go to. My son Stephen, Inglis, will be here to play for us some songs of Kalapapa. We have Peter Kealoha and Snake, Mai Kalahele, to provide music with Gigi. What's left of the Hale Mohalu band, Jim Albertini. I think there's a guitar here for Jim. So we're going to have a lot of music and a lot of food. So maybe another 5 or 10 minutes of sitting here. I'd like to invite Gigi up for a minute. Gigi. He's all dressed up today. He does not look like a Makaha farmer. That's what he is.
I've got the chance to dress up. This is what I found my wife preparing for me, so I would just like to invite everybody to have a minute of silence. I remember the day of the, it's very emotional, the day of the arrest, and we were gathered together just around this area, and at a certain point everybody was quiet. We were waiting for the people who were going to come and evict all the leprosy patients and arrest people. And that silence was full of emotions. It was full of love, was full of history, was full of memories, was full of people that came together for so many years to support each other and the patients. And the moment of silence to me was the moment that projected the future of the place. I think the world was created in silence. The new Hale Mohalu was probably the product of this moment of silence, the moment of feeling that we were together, and today we are here to celebrate that. With all the supporters, all the friends. We used to be very young, but now I'm looking at Jim Albertini, Wally, Kalani, everybody, you know, kind of getting old. And, but the spirit is the same. Together with you are the resident of this place. You continue to bring the spirit that the leprosy, the Hansen disease patients left here. They live over here. This is Bernard's room. We dedicated this a few years ago. So one minute of silence to remember all the people who lived over here, to the people who hoped, to the people who struggled, and to the people who won their struggle. Mahalo. Aloha.
We go from the sublime to a quick commercial. This is a product that sums up a lot of the experiences of the last 30 years. A new book, and we have many copies up here. I know that some of you helped us out in the beginning when this was just an idea. Put up some money by way of contribution. You bought advanced copies. So we have a lot of books up here. The title, Hale Mohalu, Land of Joy, Land of Pain. And those are lyrics from Bernard's song about this place. And if you want to hear this song, unfortunately, not recorded by Bernard, but we do have some CDs here with the song Hale Mohalu, Kalopapa, and other songs of Kalopapa. So you'll hear some of them later when Stephen plays. But please get a copy of this book. We have a lot of them up here. We want to hear some more music. I know Jerry has to leave earlier than we'd like him to leave, but let's have another song and then we'll go eat.
I think we were all taller back then too. I know I had a lot more hair. When I think about the times that I did get to go down to Kalaupapa and be there, music was such a big part of it. On Sunday morning, when the kupuna that came down with us from topside Molokai headed off to the church of their choice, Bernard held church in his own house, whipped out his auto harp, and we all sat around singing as we did at Ocean View late into the evening. The kind of songs we remember our parents, our grandparents singing around the house, those things that we stood the test of time. Those far away places that long to see, waves upon the shore, canoes upon the beach, around the stones and temples, to sing to me. Find your heart, never part from your village by the sea. Again comes this longing for living, the simple life. How my heart tenderly sighs for the dawn tonight, filled with all our dreams of the time and the memories. Sing me a song of old. Song that Bernard taught us on that Sunday morning. Sing me a song of old Ehuli mako, ehuli mako, komakakoli, amego Kealoha. Sing me a song of old Kealoha ena aoha kukua pika kera e moani ke alai ka polina o he unei ka vai o ia tua kawai koni koni pai ungi ungi o ke ani ani o ia wi kawai pai ungi ungi o ke ani ani sing me a song of Hawaii. Well, I see a couple of lips starting to move. You know, these are the kind of songs that are supposed to make you feel like singing along, whether you can or not. The only rule to follow is if you don't sing well, don't sing into the ear of the person next to you. Everything will be like that, okay? Manuela boy, my dear boy, you know more hila hila, no more faces, no more hands. Find a park if you can. Sing me a song of Hawaii. and the memories. Sing me a song of Hawaii. Sing me a song of Hawaii. Please repeat after me. Auntie was a vibrant spirit, but this song suggests that long after the flowers have faded, long after the plants have gone, the intention of the love continues. And so we wish that continues for all of you, and you have a great day today. Mahalo for inviting me. Say that you are as a flower lane whose beauty will never fade. And throughout all of life, even eternity, I know in my heart you will always be with me. And so we find ourselves waiting here, waiting for you and all the divine energies that surround us. Make sure this love that has been shared always remains together.
An early supporter of Hale Mohalu. It's amazing where different places we ended up. Some as dirt farmers on the Big Island. But we have over here our new University of Hawaii president, David Lassner, who was a very early supporter. And we're going to recommend today looking through the book, not just to buy one, he's already bought 5 of them, but to make it required reading for all of the administration at UH. We hear you're making an early exit, but maybe we can prevail upon you to stay longer and educate me. Anybody who grew up out of this struggle, I think, has got to be good for the state of Hawaii and for the University of Hawaii. Thank you, David. There'll be plenty more music, but let's start moving out to the dining area. We also, if you haven't noticed already, we have a television set going non-stop with actual reporting from 30 years ago. You'll recognize some of the faces. We'd encourage you to go out to the Kamiano building out back, the low-rise building. We have another TV there with live footage of everything that was happening on that day, September 21st, 1983. Thank you. Let's eat.
And it talks about standing firm, the struggle for justice, righteousness. So it was really one of the spirited songs of Hale Mohalu.
Hey, you guys are troublemakers.
G for Hale Mohalu. Thank you.
almost all gone. It's been a wonderful, wonderful day here. Thank you all for coming out. So as a closing, as we always close our gatherings here at Hale Mohalu, we'd like everyone to stand, join hands, and we'll sing Awaiting Aloha.
Yeah.
Hale Mohalu defendants are charged with obstructing. Several state officials who directed the operation have been called to the witness stand to testify during the trial.
And so the decision was made to charge them with a crime that had not been committed yet. Isn't that correct?
If we did not get cooperation.
I see.
If found guilty of obstructing government operations, the defendants face a possible 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. Most have used their time in court to express their political opinions on Hale Mohalu. Several defendants have claimed that the government operation at Hale Mohalu was illegal and a violation of the resident patient's civil rights. The state claims the land here is no longer needed for a residential treatment program, and they have other plans for the site, those final plans not yet revealed. Today, the land at Hale Mohalu is vacant, while the battle over it continues in both the state and federal courts. The last 2 patients who lived here claim that Hale Mohalu represents the last stand of the patients in a running 100-year-old battle against the Department of Health bureaucracy. Sandy Carney, KITV 4 News in Pearl City.
Later, here we are. Look at this place, huh? Yeah. 30 years ago, as the police came in, they dragged Bernard out.
Introduce yourselves, please.
Introduce myself. Well, I'm Wally, Inglis.
Jim, Albertini.
Gigi.
Okay, gentlemen.
Back to the story. So what?
I remember the day before, you and me went to get the chain and lock the gate. Big chain, you remember?
Okay.
Lock the gate. So we knew that they were going to come. So the same night, people were climbing and climbing and thinking what to do. And Jim had a great, presentation how to act. Yeah, well, I mean, the whole thing was to stand in resistance. The spirit of the people and the dignity and the courage that struggled with that. We didn't want to act in some way that was in conflict with that. I think it had a great spirit of the resistance. Strong and honored the people who've gone before us. And I think today was another reflection of that. The spirit I felt here was very strong. So good to see so many people now being able to be part of Hale Mohalu, living lives with some sense of comfort, which means Hale Mohalu, house of comfort. So I'm very pleased to see 30 years later that there is new buildings here for people who can give them some foundation.
He was talking about buying the chain, you know, when I was looking at the old videos that Hui Pao took, and I was outside, I was Paul Revere, here they're coming, you know, so I looked at it again, you know, standing there and helpless as these guys come with these huge bolt cutters. Even though we got a good healthy chain and a lock, boom, and that chain was down, you know. And the amazing thing was, I mean, first of all, just the exchange, you know, when the enforcement officers came in, and people were not intimidated, you know. We kept singing, one song after another, and you know, finally the singing stopped, and then the eviction, you have somebody, and then Bernard, I loved Bernard's statement, then he said, you are trespassing, remember that?
You should leave.
Yeah, you should leave. This is our house, you're trespassing.
And the thing is that, you know, when people got arrested, people were sitting on the DJ, like, we were outside there watching, and the rain started to come down.
Whoa.
It was a breeze, like a blessing, like a good omen. And remember the ground was kind of a little bit muddy, but the rain very gentle. That was the blessing already. It was the way I say, okay, we'll be okay. Wally really deserves credit for carrying on this effort for all these years to help build the buildings here, because it was never to save buildings that were intentionally left to be run down. It wasn't to save those buildings, but it was to save a sense of place, people's connection with the land. Wally deserves a lot of credit for doing this.
Just one other happy story out of it. We've all seen the pictures of the police, the enforcement people carrying Bernard, carrying Naia, and just the looks on their face. You know, these guys, they're all local guys. They didn't want to be doing this. You know, you could tell they felt bad, ashamed. But recently, I had the chance. I know I told the story before, but to meet one of those guards. Yeah. One of the guys that had carried Naia, and we have his picture there. And I went to his house. Told me this years later, met Clarence at Kealoha, yeah. At Kealoha, and they had a nice grace, you know, and no hard feelings, and just a nice reconciliation. It's one of the many good stories that come out of Honolulu.
Very grateful for today. Nice people, good feeling.
Yeah.
Good memories. And the spirit, you can feel the spirit of Bernard and Clarence and Frank and Mary. You can still feel it, yeah? We tried to sing with that gusto, that spirit, that we learned from the people of Hale Mohalu. We're not as good as we used to be, but at least we tried to have the spirit.
Kalani was showing some of that today. He's still got that strong voice and this smells good.
But Wally should have brought his trumpet and played one note.
One note, Johnny
G note. G note.
The Hale Mohalu band, I think, is finally retired. Retired. This is the last. No more gigs. We got the younger generation.
Okay. Hale Mohalu will be with us all of our lives.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay.